You know, it annoys me when people think that when they're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, whatever, 20 years old, they think that they're done and that their career, their life is all planned out. I find it really ridiculous that we think that our entire life is dependent on the first 21 years of your life. And if you haven't figured out what you're going to do in those 21 years of your life, that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. But you really have to take a step back and think, like, wait a minute, this is bananas. I am going to live after the age of 20. I'm probably going to live for another 4 times as much as I lived when I was 20. And what the heck did I know when I was 20 years old about the meaning of life, about, what happens, all the things that you're going to experience? Why do we define ourselves based on those moments when really we were just kind of silly and we didn't really understand a lot of stuff? Remember, it was a big moment for me to drink on my 20. No, it was 2020, and it was or not 2020. Sorry, it was the year 2000, and it was January 1st. My big thing was to drink 21 shots in a given night. Man, did we ever get sick? And it was not a great night at that moment. But what would I know when that was my objective in life at that moment? Like, that is just really bizarre to think about that. And then we think that the rest of our life is defined by those moments. Why don't we continue to do cool things, go back to school? I mean, it's not even going back to school. It's extending what we already know. It is living a life. It's learning different skill sets and continually sort of trying and pushing. And why do we sort of say when we are 40 years old or we're 30 years old that this is the way that life is going to be? Like, seriously, why is that? Why do we define ourselves? Or when our kids leave, that we no longer, our life is done and we should have this retirement life? Like, what the heck, right? Like, what world ever looks exciting when you're sitting there on a porch rocking on a rocking chair? It's not really all that exciting. It sounds nice and pleasant for a moment, but why don't we add more stuff, spice, do things that are interesting, go back to school, do whatever the heck that you want to do? And I know many of you don't understand what you want to do and where you want to go, but just try different things. Pursue those things. If you like coloring, well, start coloring books. If you like to go skydiving, which is not my thing, but if you want to do that, just go try it, explore it. If you like cutting grass, well, then go and figure out different ways to cut grass. Like, why stop when you are 21 years old and define your life based on those 21 years? Or even worse yet, base your life on the 15 years when you started and you're in high school and you realize that my life is done at the end of high school. Like, all of that stuff is silly. Your life is not defined by your high school. It's not defined by whether you went to college or university when you were 18 years old. Your life is defined by continuously getting up and trying again and pursuing things that you want to do. Man, if you want to go back and take a college course, if you want to go and learn how to truck drive or drive tractor or, I don't know, learn how to knit, whatever it is, don't let that silly age define who you are. Actually pursue it and try. Every day, no matter what, get up and do the things that you want to do and keep exploring, keep helping out other people, keep trying, and keep pursuing unique and interesting things. Life is very short. It disappears very quickly. But at the same time, you still have unbelievable amount of time to do things that you wish that you can possibly do. Even when you're 80 years old, you can do some remarkable things. You just got to start. You got to start. You got to get going. You got to try every day and not let the rest of the world eat you up, because they will. But if you just sit there and let for the rest of the world to come after you, nothing's going to happen. But if you get up, you get going, you have that gumption, you go out for coffees, you go out for drinks, you go out for walks, you do whatever the heck that you need to do, that's what life is going to happen. That's when cool things are going to happen. When you get out there and you try, you work, you pursue things, and you just keep going. and not stop. Relentlessly pursue cool and interesting things in your life. Get out there and get going.